Okay, guys, I'm getting everything set up here. Welcome to the crypto live stream. I'm gonna get some music playing in the background, and then we get started. For some reason, I appreciate if you go view my video on TikTok because for some reason TikTok said, "Oh, I'm not gonna promote this to the rest of TikTok." I don't know why. I don't quite get it. I don't know if I've seen that before. So they shadow banned me today. I don't understand why. I tried to redo the live stream on TikTok, didn't work. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to go and see what happens. And I pray that God brings viewers to the channel. All right, so, okay, guys, I'm getting everything set up here. Sound looks to be good. If you guys are new, I appreciate if you guys hit the like and subscribe. Hit the follow button if you guys are watching me on TikTok. And if you guys are watching me on YouTube, appreciate if you hit the bell notification when you subscribe. That way you get notified every time I post a video. If you guys would like to be notified every time I go live, you can also join the Telegram. Link to join is in the description below. And the trading group is also in the links below as well. I'm in a few trades right now, long on all of them. So the market's starting to look a little bit more juicy. But I do, as always, want to start with Bitcoin. And before we even start on Bitcoin, I do want to look at Bookmap and kind of see what Bookmap is doing. Thank you for the likes. I do appreciate it. So right now, Bookmap is suggesting that, well, I'm not Bookmap. Fear and Greed is at 8 in Extreme Fear. I think the lowest we were was at 5. Still last week we were at 9. One time we were at 7. I saw 5 at one point, so I don't know why that wouldn't be recorded on here. I'm not quite sure how that works. You would think they should also have the yearly low and the yearly high. That would be actually pretty cool. Instead of you having to like do more research to look that up, that'd be pretty cool. But I'm like 100% certain the yearly low was 5. I don't know what the yearly high was. It was probably damn near 90, if not slightly above. I wish I knew. It doesn't say the yearly high or yearly low. I think it should. So, anyways, I guess maybe you can do this. Can you do this? Maybe the yearly high was only 74. Wow. And then it says right here the yearly low is 11. That cannot be right. You can see the 1 month lows and highs. This doesn't seem right to me though. At 7, it got down to 5, so I don't know why that's not showing. That's really weird. Anyways, so that's a crypto fear and greed index. Definitely still in extreme fear. So that's good to know, I guess, if you're buying Bitcoin. This is not financial advice, but anytime that fear and greed index is below 10, it has been a historic great time to buy, and usually it has marked the bottom of Bitcoin within the next 2 months, I would say. So I'm not saying the bottom's in. In fact, I don't think it is in, but we'll see. We're going to do some analysis to kind of see what's going on in the markets. Remember, it's a Saturday, so there's going to be lower volume and lower liquidity. Bitcoin got a nice little Saturday pump, but I wouldn't even call that a pump. It's up $500 on the day. In my opinion, it's pretty minimal in general. So we'll see what happens. But let's start on the 2-day time frame. 2-day has a green dot. Stock RSI is trying to curve to the upside. So we'll see if we get any follow through in that department. Now, if we jump down to the daily time frame, this is where I start to really care about what's going on with Bitcoin. Is the daily time frame got overbought, came down, and now it's trying to get another bounce. I can't call that a higher low on the daily time frame because you never got completely oversold on those stochastics. But it does look interesting. I was looking at this to be a double top. It still could be. If we jump down to the 12-hour time frame, again 12 hours trying to bounce. Never got oversold, but got the bounce. I wouldn't, as long as it doesn't make as long as the 12-hour doesn't make a higher high, I don't see that as I see the RSI curving to the downside still. 8-hour time frame, same situation, kind of like the 12-hour. Never got completely oversold. Warning, this behavior is not in line with our policies for TikTok. It may result in getting suspension. I don't know what that means. It's a TikTok or it's a crypto live stream. That's crazy. I don't understand that. So the 8-hour time frame right now doesn't look fantastic for Bitcoin. The 6-hour time frame for Bitcoin right now, below the 200-day moving average, doesn't look fantastic. The 4-hour time frame is below the 200-day moving average as well. So, I don't like this. Like, as long as you are below the 200-day moving average on any of these time frames, you are not bullish on Bitcoin. You can't be. I can't be bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is finally cracking the 2-hour 200. You're above the 1-hour barely. So if you continue higher, your next stop would be the 3-hour 200, sitting at 72.6. So I see the signs for the first time in weeks that Bitcoin might actually be getting a strong reversal here. But as long as you're below 69,000, I'm still bearish. So you're getting close to that line in the sand where I can flip bullish to Bitcoin on the higher time frames, such as starting out. I would say one of the higher time frames that I would even consider a high time frame would be the 4-hour. Right now I'm still bearish on the 4-hour until Bitcoin cracks 69,000. The 1 hour is above the half hour is above the 200-day moving average. Again, so your next level of resistance is 69,000. That's going to be a key level to watch for Bitcoin to see if you get through it or not. The 50-minute time frame is well above the 200-day moving average, and it's not just doing a pump dump; it's actually continuing higher for the first time in a while. So that's a great sign. I wouldn't. This is not financial advice, but I would not be going long on Bitcoin right now. I could see it getting a little going higher, but if this is a week today, maybe. For right now, weekends are not great to trade Bitcoin historically. They just haven't been. There's always an outlier here and there, I suppose, but that's just what I've noticed. So yeah, Bitcoin right now needs to get to about 69,000 and then close above it. Bitcoin kind of made a little bit of a flag right there on the 5-minute time frame, and it's trying to pump. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin it did almost hit the measured move though. So that's actually a decent pump for Bitcoin. Let's go down to the 1 minute. Bitcoin on the 1 minute is making another flag. Again, would I trade this? Probably not. But it does look, if you take the probabilities, this says this should pump 70% of the time or so. And that says you could get almost to it says about 68,930. I would say 68,9 to be conservative. So it says Bitcoin could get about another $400 pump. Where would your stop loss be? 68,350 probably. It's not a horrible. I'd wait for it to get to the bottom of the pattern and see if you get the balance. But at the end of the day, I don't like trading the smaller time frames. I just get chopped up. But if you're just watching it for fun, I would be looking for a balance here if you can hold 68,350. So that's kind of Bitcoin in a nutshell. I do see signs of a reversal, especially if Bitcoin gets above 69,000. And that's kind of where I leave you on Bitcoin. I still have a Bitcoin short from 66.4 or 66.7, so that's kind of not doing great right now. But if Bitcoin gets to 69,000, gets rejected, I'll be fine on that. Wow. So some of these altcoins I do want to get into. SNX paying high funding fees. So the longs they're paying you right now. SNX is paying you to go long in their asset because everyone's trying to short SNX because it's pumping on exchanges like BitGet, where I trade. Binance is probably the same thing. So really, literally, if you go long, you will get paid in funding fees every few hours. And I'm long because you're above the 15-minute 200 and because of the funding fees. I mean, this is phenomenal. So I have a measured move right now of 44 cents on SNX crypto. So, I mean, at this point, would you be getting late? I would say so. I got in at like 37 cents or something. But at the end of the day, SNX does look like it can pump to the upside. So we'll see what happens. But right now, I see a pump coming for SNX. And I don't know why YouTube decided to shadow ban me today. I really don't understand that. But SNX looks like you can get a pump today. I don't understand how you share the live stream either on TikTok. I'm trying to figure that out. Anyways, yeah, wow, it's getting the pump right now. So I'm going to show you some of the positions I'm in right now on BitGet. So I'm going to pause the live stream on TikTok for a minute. Just hold on. I'll be right back. And let's go do this really quickly. Oh, wow, it's still there. Never mind. I didn't have to do anything. Okay, so here we go. So these are some of the trades I'm in right now. So let's go over to the SNX trade. Did I go to the top? Wow, it's up $242. Phenomenal. They've paid me $18 in funding fees just to be in this trade. That means the funding rate in 1 hour and 11 minutes, I'll get paid another 0.14% on the amount I hold. The amount I hold right now is $3,246, which is $1,300. So I think what that means is 14%, 0.14% of $1,300 is basically what they pay me roughly. And it changes every 5 seconds, right? But that cannot be right. Never mind. I didn't do that right. 0.014 times 1323. So that can't be right either. Not gonna pay me another $18. Am I doing this math right? Okay, well, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Right now, I've got paid. They paid me $18 to be in this trade. I entered this trade probably just over a day ago. So that's not phenomenal. It's not crazy, but it's better than losing money in funding fees. So SNX looks like it's going to continue to pump above the 200. And my stop loss should be around 30. I think it's at 37 cents, so I can't lose money on this trade. AXS is another crypto that I'm looking at to continue to the upside. And I see this one as well continuing to the upside. So I'm also in a long on this one, ASX. And this one I'm up $17. No, Yeah, I'm up $17 on AXS. They pay me $38 on funding fees, so this is more. And this one is slightly higher funding fees, and I believe this is every 4 hours versus every 8. The first one was every 8 hours, I think. So that's that. I see that continuing higher. And just to be frank, here's a bull flag that I see possibly playing out to the upside. So these are some plays. This is not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. That's not the most beautiful flag. Like, I didn't draw it perfectly, but either way, it says $1.46 is coming. So I think my take profit on this is $1.45. I could go look. What is my take profit on this? $1.44 is my take profit. I'll leave it there. So that's one more play. It's not phenomenal. And then AZTEC. I entered this trade last night. It went up a little bit. I was in the money a lot, and then it's come back down. But you're above the 15,200. So really, I would just keep my stop below this 200 on the 15 at 28. And on Ace Tax, I'm down $8 in fees. I'm down $7, but they've paid me in 12 hours. They paid me $51 in funding. $51. So this is by far the most. And this is 0.24, so the highest funding of all three, and they pay you every single hour. So this is by far paying me the most in funding to just go long. So just going long. They paid me $51 so far in about 12 hours. Actually, I could tell you exactly when I entered this trade. I entered this trade on the time was last night at 8 p.m. Central Time. So that was just about 13 hours ago. I got paid $51 to go long. So that means I'm getting paid roughly $100 a day to just go long on this asset. So even if the price goes sideways, I'm making $100 a day. That's pretty great. Anyways, we'll see what happens. And plus the price continue going up. So I minimize my risk when I go long on an asset, and that they pay me in funding fees. I just do. So that's another reason I go long. So yeah, if you're looking for a place where you can find out the best funding fees, you can do that on CoinGlass. That's what I use. But yeah, right now, so if the funding fees are negative, that means that they're paying longs. They're paying you to go long. And if the funding fee is positive, that means that they're paying you to go short on an asset. Meaning they believe. So if you go short on an asset, that means you believe the price is going to go to the downside. So that's kind of the one I care the most about, is this one, because I know on the first one we went over SNX, I was up the most money, like $250, but this one's paying me the most in funding fees. So if I stay in the trade for a week, that's $1,000 just in fees, even if the price goes sideways. Now at some point the funding can go lower, of course. You have to watch it. It could go lower and not be worth being in the trade anymore. But for right now, it's worth it. So anyways, and then the reason that some of the time, the countdown is lower on some assets, sometimes the normal is 8 hours, sometimes it's 4, and sometimes it's 1. The more volatile or newer assets, they usually do 1 hour. But I think the most typical one is like 8 hours. Like Bitcoin is always, the funding on Bitcoin is always 8 hours. So I could, just to humor us, we could go see what the funding is on Bitcoin. I'm just curious, actually. I never look at this. So right now, if you are going long on Bitcoin, you're getting paid it's very, very small compared to what these altcoins are in paying and funding. But Bitcoin pays you in funding every 8 hours. So if you go long on Bitcoin, you are technically getting paid a very small amount to go long on Bitcoin because the funding fee is negative. So if it's negative, that means you're getting paid to go long. I don't want to get too much into this and bore you, but that's kind of my strategy that I've done the last few days, and it's been good. So if you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know and I'll look at them. But that's kind of my update, guys, on the market. If Bitcoin can crack 69,000, we'll be golden for a continuation to the upside. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know and I'll look at them. But that's kind of everything I see going on right now for Bitcoin. Is it just a continuation to the upside? Well, I'm sorry, a continuation to the upside if you crack 69,000. If you don't, that could be a humongous rejection point at 69,000. So, yeah, that's kind of the line in the sand. If you get above 69,000, you can look for about 75,000 to be the next stop. If you get rejected there, you're coming back down to probably, I would say, the bottom of this range, at least locally, would be 65.5. So that's my update on Bitcoin. If you can, again, if you break 69,000, you could cruise to 75.5. Look how fast you dumped from 75.5 to 69K, or even down to 60K. So if you can actually get a bounce here, I could see Bitcoin getting a strong bounce back to 75,500 if you crack 69K. That's gonna be my update, guys. There's no one watching on TikTok. I don't know what happened, but I don't know why I got shadow banned on TikTok today. It's usually not great viewers on TikTok, but it's definitely more than 2. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to see you guys in the next one. I'll be back live on, I don't know the schedule yet for my next work week, but I'll be back live Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Central Time. If I have to change that time, I will let you guys know in the Telegram group. That's why it's great to be a part of the Telegram group. And you can find the link to join that in the description below and on TikTok. That is free to join. And yeah. I appreciate the likes, bub. I do. I'm going to skedaddle. I'll see you guys in the next one. I gave you my strategies. I gave you what I think Bitcoin's doing. I think SNX is going to continue a little higher. I think AXS could continue a few cents higher. Nothing crazy at this point. I would be fine if these just go sideways for the next 10 years, and I just keep getting paid in funding. I think if that happens, the funding would lower, but anyways, that's my update, guys, on the markets. I'm going to stay live for 5 more minutes. I'll show you what I'm talking about with these funding fees on A-Stacks. So right now, they paid me $51 on funding. In 4 more minutes, they're going to pay me another, well, we're going to see. I want to see how much they're paying me every hour. So in 3 minutes and 48 seconds, we're going to see this and see what they're going to do. And then I'm going to be done, and then I'm going to end the stream. But that's kind of so we're going to watch this. So $51 in funding fees so far. 51.45. Remember, 51.5 we'll call it. And we'll see how much more that increases by in the next few minutes. While we're waiting, if there's any requests, let me know and I'll look at them. Well, we got 4 views, but no one ever watched. Interesting. Whatever. Okay, so yeah, right now we are going to we are going to wait for that to happen, and we could go look at Bitcoin on the smaller time frames to see what's going on with Bitcoin, but I think Bitcoin probably for the most part is going to go sideways today. It is a Saturday. I think pumps are lackluster on a Saturday, so you know, we'll see what happens. I wouldn't short that either by any means, but the 1-minute flag is at the bottom now, so if you want to go long on the flag I talked about a few minutes ago, now would probably be the best time to do it. I don't think it looks great, to be frank with you. I mean, 5 minutes coming down the RSI, so to me, a most likely scenario is you're going to break back down, but I could be wrong. You're at the bottom of the flag, 5 minutes rolling over. That's just why I'm not crazy bullish right now. 15's overbought, so at this point, I think you're kind of a little bit late to the small rally you do have going for Bitcoin, but we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see. Anything can happen. It is a crypto market, but we'll stay live here and see what happens. I wouldn't mind if Bitcoin does pump to 69K, because if that happens, these 3 altcoins that I am holding would just go sideways or slightly up while I get paid in these funding fees. So I would also like to get out of SNX today. I mean, yeah, I think that SNX is paying me the least in funding, but I'm up the most money. So, to be honest, I wouldn't mind getting out. The funding's not negative, but it's pretty low. It's not great. Okay, we got less than 2 minutes now until this countdown is over. They get to adjust funding rate of A-Stacks perpetual, but to better align with. Well, that's something that I need to know, because that's the one I'm talking about right now. Adjustment time is going to be at 1800 UTC. So what time is UTC right now? I should know this. Okay, so in 3 hours, they're going to adjust the funding rate. So I need to watch that, and maybe in 3 hours I need to sell this coin. But for right now, I'm all good. So I need to set a timer to 3 hours when this is over in 1 minute. Because if they adjust, I don't know what that means. Maybe they'll make Maybe they will make the funding rate more than once every hour. Maybe it'll be every 4. So they either do it in 8 hours, 4 hours, or 1 hour intervals. I don't think they do 2, 3, anything like that. We got 37 seconds, and 51.45 is what we're at right now. So let's see what that changes to in 30 seconds. Bitcoin, kind of dumping like I just said. It's probably going to lose this flag. Here we go. We got 20 seconds to see what's going to happen with the funding. 17 seconds. 10 seconds. I think it's gonna be like $5, but still, getting paid $5 to be in a trade every hour for my margin's pretty phenomenal. Let's see what that changes to. Oh, okay, it was $3. Not even. It was two. Was that $2.5? That's it. So, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great night and have a great Saturday. I should say it's still morning. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll be back live Tuesday night. Adios, and thank you for stopping in. The 2 people that stopped in, I appreciate it. But goodbye. Hey Siri, set timer to 3 hours.
3 hours, counting down.
Why is it still texting me the people that parted? I don't care. Why would I have pizza today? So